Good day guys, welcome back to Langrisser M news from the future. And the usual stuff, the video is breaking into part 1 and 2. The first part is introducing the new heroes, or should I say heroine again, being released for the month of September to October. And on part 2, the second heroine released for the month of September to October. And yep, this banner this time out again is 2 heroines back to back. And on part 1 of video, we'll be featuring Nornorin, and on part 2 we'll be featuring Safreen. And watch to the end for the translations I've done for you guys. And the usual stuff, the video is breaking into 3 parts. The first part will be introduce some slight intros introducing the characters, some background stories, and also a voice pack, followed by the real start of the show, part 2, where we feature all the new faction buff, talent, exclusive skills, and 3C, followed by the third and more, or should I say the most important part, pros and cons of the skills, how it works, and also recommended build up for the characters. So alright, are you guys ready? Here we go. And before we carry on, a great thanks to Fusion Chat and provided by the Langrisser mobile app, So what you're looking at right now is from one of the general or warrior of Aishuan, the many little islands inhabited by the legendary elf or fairies themselves. And she is definitely, as you can see, the way she's equipped with the magical water blade. So apparently she is not an archer, not a mage, so she's like a battle mage. And I gotta say, let's zoom a little, and yep, this build up. And for all of you Langrisser fans out there, as of the current meta, if you know, this person is not an archer, not a mage, and the way they are drawn in such a way, such heavy armory build, they are definitely not the brains types of characters. And if you have guessed it, you're right. So right, a little back end of the story, so we will end with the voice pack later. So again, you guys by now is quite familiar with her. Yep, she has been voicing quite a handful of warrior like ladies characters with very great assets in the Langrisser mobile series, and she's none other than Miss or Mrs. I'm not sure if she is married yet. Yep, Marina Inoue, aka the one that we first know her is from voicing the Yellow Arc Helena of the Aphrodite or Sapphire, the one that is, well, you know, yellow crystals. Yep, we call her the Shed Rider. And of course, Marina Inoue, the recent years famous character that she has been voicing. On the left is my senpai from Seishu Buta. Okay, I'm not gonna go full title, it's just weird. Yep, the youth rascals cannot dream of the bunny lady seniors. Yep, if you got to direct translate it, that is like very weird. Then on the right, definitely you guys might, I guess more if not most of you guys know it. Mina from Kaiju number 8, aka Mina from Monster 8. So Marina Inoue-san has voiced these very famous characters. Then alright, relationship with characters. So she's from the Elf Fairies tribe. She's a friend of Nemia. And Nope, just because they are from the same tribe doesn't mean they are friends. For all of you guys who have played up to the recent Arc or the stories or Gate of Fates of some of the characters, you should have known that there have been some kind of, I'm going to call it like a civil war going on in their own country or their territory, as they are divided into 3 types of tribes. Okay, back to the relationship. So she's great friends with Nemia because they are from the same tribe or the same study class. Okay, I guess we're gonna go with a complementary personalities. Each of them pull out the best strengths of each other and covering the weakness or weaker part of each other. They have been very great friends for many years. And one of the characters in the game called Orius, who kind of spoilers, before he sacrificed himself, he was hoping that initially his idea is after he retired, he hoped Nemia and Nonorin will take over his positions and guide the tribe or the class that he's leading on. And next is, well, our female leading characters from the Echo of Toy War, Priscilla. So during the Civil War of Ashuan, the leading characters trio has came to assist Nornorin and fight together, and they have forged a take friendship or take bond. Especially in their personalities, they were those happy-go-lucky type. If you guys have seen how Priscilla behaved in the story arc, and basically, I guess that's how Nonorin is gonna behave. It's just too bad Nonorin is not a female leading character, and she may not be handling a bigger role than Priscilla's have in the story. And the first time they meet, they already know they're gonna like be best friends forever. They're gonna be besties, and they have grouped up and combo to become the cute and hot blood Baka duo. Yep. Baka means, well, you guys can check it out on Google. Yep. And this is the cute art drawn by Granda Crowley, Liana of Nonorin. Even in the chibi art, you can tell that she is someone with assets. Though you might not be able to say the same for the brains. So alright, we have come to the end of the first part, and this is how she sounds like, and here we go. Oh, sorry. Before that, I missed her own background introduction. So she's someone who can lead. She's a strong warrior who can lead the sea tide, and she's also the god or guardian of the Sea of Lost, or the Lost Sea. And she has led a lot of the elf tribes to fight against the Empire group using her type riding blade or type commanding blade. And the way she talks is she's just the kind that if she think of anything she shoots. She's well, how do you say it? She's someone who is this is a direct translation, it's kind of like from Chinese, kind of like describe you have like one lesser vein in your brain. I don't know how you call it. Not forgetful, but well, sometimes someone will just so straight. And instead of starting reading about the old text or old scrolls, she believes she is someone who is of a person who fight with a fist instead of brain and a mouth. So well, at least she knows what she's good at. Yep. And okay, we can finally listen to her voice back. Blah blah blah. Here we go.
牛尾の剣、ここに参上。頼れる仲間、エルフ戦士のノノリンが来たよ。
Okay, before we listen to her one last time, so this is how she's. I'm going to presume this is how she sounds like when you summon her, and what she's saying is. Typewriter blade, or the blade of typewriter anger, or is here. Feel free to rely on your greatest reliable partner. The elf warrior Nornorin is here. Oh no, basically I just made up the last part. So basically she said just okay, okay, well, no jokes. Okay, so what she says, the blade of typewriter is here. Feel free to rely on your reliable allies or pal, the elf warrior Nornorin. Yep, it's just simple as that. Okay, here we go.
牛尾の剣、ここに参上。頼れる仲間、エルフ戦士のノノリンが来たよ。
And with that, we are now going to part 2 of the video, and we will see her skills, abilities, and how good she's gonna fare. Here we go. So, alright, we're now at part 2 of the video where we'll be talking about the faction, talents, exclusive skills, and 3C. And I gotta say, the more I look at the design of Nornorin, the picture, she's definitely gonna be your waifu characters and waifu materials. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna put her in the Nornorin team because she's a waifu material, and once she's in the team, she's not just gonna be the blade of typewriter, she's gonna be the blade of boomstick rider. Well, if you get it, you get it. If you don't worry. So, alright, from the faction buff, as you can see here, and well, after playing for quite a few years, for old players, you might have known what these characters means. So the first one is Glory of Light, the second is from Strategy, and the third is from Meteor faction buff. So Glory of Light, currently we have LLR Kreese, Bright Summoner. Then second, as of the current meta, we do not have a great team for Strategy faction buff. Sadly, as of the current meta, the 3C strategy faction buffer Grand Shield is out of the box in the PvP meta, whereas Meteor 3C is not yet to come. Something we can hope for in the future. Hopefully they give us a good one. Alright, her talent, the Blade of Typewriter. So watch the end for the translations I've done for you guys. And however, I gotta say, do feel free to run along with me. So right, Blade of Typewriter, the effect are as follow. Sorry. Number 1, damage deal increased by 30%. Number 2, when you end turn in water, recovers HP based on 2.5 times your attack. 3, if your healed HP exceeds your max health value, the excess amount will be converted to a shield. So the shield has the following rules and effects. First, the shield's effect cannot be dispelled. Second, the shield is capped at 25% of your max HP value. Number 4, when you end your turn, you can target an area within the 5 block cast range and cast this effect known as Summon Tide or Quarter Tide. So to make things easy, I'm going to call it Summon Tide, aka ST. So ST has the following effect. First, cast a 3x3 blocks AoE skills and push enemies at the furthest 2 blocks away. Meaning your target, if the enemies is in front of you 5 blocks within your cast range, you're going to cast these skills and then you're going to cast this 3x3 AoE and you will push them 2 blocks towards you, closer to you. Or second, if you happen to be casting on yourself, you will push yourself towards the enemy. So this effect affects enemies and Nornorin. Third, apply a 2-turn terrain effect to target area and cast this terrain effect known as Full Tide FT. When you or your enemies stand on FT, it is treated as water terrain. If these skills manage to trigger position shift effect, buff turn you had will not be reduced and you can act again, you can attack again, but you cannot move. Act again effect will enter a CD of 2 turns upon triggering. So she's definitely gonna be a great I'm gonna call her as a big bomb attack, because the first things that's describable her is that she has great deal of damage increment. I guess not a lot of hero or heroine I saw has damage increment of 30%. Perhaps this is gonna be a start of a new meta. And not only that, when you enter in water or any water terrain, you can recover HP based on 2.5 times your attack. And not to mention, if you are already fully healed and you get a heal again, the heal amount that already exceeds your HP value will be converted to a shield for you to tank against damage, and it's capped at 25% shield, which is again a better value, because the previous or older version of shield given to your characters are mostly staying around at 20%. This time around we're having a 25%. I'm gonna say this definitely above the usual original general value they give. Then fourth, you can cause position shifting effect. So this Summon Tide. So the fourth effect we talk about has 2 types of effect. First is you cast this Summon Tide effect, where you can target up to 5 blocks range to cast 3x3 AoE skills to push either the enemy closer to you or pushing you closer to the enemies. Afterward, the area that you targeted or the area that got affected by your skills will be converted to this terrain effect known as Full Tide, where you or your enemy, when standing on it, are treated as standing on water terrain, Another mention, if Summon Tide trigger the position shift effect, you will not lose your buff turn count and you can attack again. I'm gonna say attacking because the sad thing is you'll not be able to move. And the CD of the act again is not too long, it's a 2 turn, so meaning after you act again and you end turn, you're left with 1 turn. So not too shabby. So don't worry, on part 3 of video will be going more in-depth details about the pros and cons and how the talent and skills works. So bear with me, guys. Okay, exclusive skill 1, Type Evolution skill. Okay, it's a 1C skill, has a CD of 4 turns. The range is self. The AoE type is single target act again. Oh my god, you kid me not. She has 2 act again skills, 1 from a talent and 1 from her own skills. This definitely she's gonna be a powerhouse. I mean, in my opinion, she's definitely gonna be a powerhouse in the Apex and also in PvE map. So right, the effects are as follows. Number 1, cast and obtain the following effects for 2 turns. When you pass by water, tide, swamp, or allies full tide terrain, FT terrain, you will gain 2 mobility immunity effect. Number 2, after casting these skills, you can move 2 blocks and attack again. Number 3, when using these skills, buff turn you had will not be reduced. And second, when you end turn after using these skills, you cannot use ST, aka Summon Tide. So okay, there is definitely some downside of these skills, but there's more pros than cons. This exclusive skill 1 is definitely the counterpart of the Glory of Safreen. If I get that skill right, the skills from Ashen, she has this Pegasus icon skills. It's a support skills where you can cast and you can move 3 blocks, and if you have 2 stacks of talent, you move 4 blocks. Of course, ignoring the number of steps in comparisons, they all end with one result. Is after using the act of gain skills, when you end turn, you cannot use the skills from your talent. They cannot trigger, so this is only downside. However, when passing by all those water terrain related terrain, you gain 2 mobility immunity effects, so you can just get an extra +2. Then not to mention, just straight up after casting these skills, you can move 2 blocks, meaning you can move 4 blocks instead of 2, unless you do not cast water on the place you're moving, you're standing on. Then yep, this is just an act against skills. And not to mention, based on the talent, if the place you're standing on is also water, when you act again, you will heal yourself once, and there's a high chance that you might be fully healed. Then when you end turn again, you will get straight up gain the 25% shield that trigger or evoke from your talent. So this is pretty cool. A great support. Definitely got to bring this PvE or PvP, so it can let her stand well and fair on her own. She can self-tank for her allies, or she can be used as a decoy for her allies. And okay, she only has 2 exclusive skills, and now we are at the second one, exclusive skill 2, Realm of Surging Tide. 2C skills, has a CD of 3 blocks. The range is self-targeting. The AoE type is physical 2 blocks. Okay, 2 blocks definitely sounds kind of low. Okay, let us see how it works. Number 1, deals 0.36 times AoE damage to enemies around you. Number 2, cause damage enemies to not able to obtain act again effect for 2 turns. Okay, that's the second effect. Number 3, cause damage blocks area to gain 2 turn. FT terrain effect. Okay, the effect as follows: when you or enemies stand on the terrain, the area will be treated as water terrain or water. So again, these are skills that help support or help trigger her talent ability. It just built up for her instead of using her own talent, because full type just make you guys stand water, so you can triggers either your act again. There's a chance to help you triggers act again, self heal, and also gain shields, depending on how it works. Let me double confirm. Okay, exclusive skills 2 is not going to help trigger your act again. Act again only triggers when you cause position shifting effect. So this is just purely to support you to self heal and give yourself a shield, and also to make your enemies to be landing in water. So I believe in return it's gonna definitely cause them to have mobility down, which we'll find out more during the actual demo play. But overall, I gotta say, exclusive skill 2 is not that great of a support, because it's an AoE from yourself. It is 2 blocks only. It's a 2 by 2 blocks based on the description. This is compared to characters like McLean, this is definitely a whole lot worse. Like the AoE skills from McLean, the base is 3 by 3. I believe the minimum they should provide for is at least a 3 by 3 blocks. 2 blocks is definitely too low, and if you want to expand the skills, you'll be forced to use items like Balance Blade, which in return is gonna make you deal lesser damage. But of course, that's just my opinion. Last but not least, the 3C. Okay, it is known as Breaking Waves or Breaking Wave Destroying Slash. Okay, I gotta say the later one sounds closer to the skills, but well, to make things easier for you guys, I'm gonna call it Breaking Waves. It's alright. Okay, the 3C has a CD of 3 turns. The range is 1 blocks. The AoE type is physical single target skills. It has both passive, active, and PvP or PvE specialized effect. So alright, we'll be talking about the passive skills first. Okay, the effect as follows. Number 1, when fighting enemy who stands on water, ignore 20% of the defense. Number 2, after dealing damage, cause the following effect. So number 2, now I'm talking about, have PvP or PvE special effects. So for PvP, they will cause the enemy's armor equipment to lose effect for 2 turns, excluding the HP value effect. Number 2, for PvE, you will just reduce the enemy's defense by 25% for 2 turns. So this is a pretty good effect because of the 2. So first off, if when fighting enemies who are standing on water, you ignore 20% of defense. So if their defense is 1000, and as long as you cast skills from yourself, or whether they are actually standing in water, as long as they are at water area, when you fight against them, you ignore 20%. That's like ignoring 200 out of 1000. That is going to be a high chance for you to deal a death blow damage against the enemy. Number 2, after dealing damage, well, for PvP wise, a lot of you might like it, is cause enemies armor equipment to lose effect, and that's gonna be again quite efficient and scary, because you will just negate items like Last Ride or Armor of Tiamat So for last strike, it's just trying to go for death blow because they no longer have that damage reduction effect. Then for disabling Armor of Tiamat, I'm gonna go with effects like, because we're trying to get follow-ups for allies, so you can deal more magic damage against this enemy should you not be able to kill them off with Nornorin. So not too bad. I don't want to mention, as of the current meta, we have a lot of strong armor equipment with great effects like removing buff from enemies when entering battle. So yeah, not too shabby, at least for the passive effect. And now we'll talk about the active skills. Okay, active skills, the effect as follow. Number 1, attack and deal 1.6 times damage to the target enemy. Number 2, you will gain command aura effect before battles for 2 turns. The effects are as follow. First, enemies who are 3 blocks around you while they are in water will have their stats reduced by 10%, excluding HP. Second, when going into battle, you will attack later. Third, this effect cannot be dispelled. Okay, number 3, deal 0.1 times AoE damage to enemies 1 ring or circle around you. If enemies are in water, the damage effect will double, so that means the max you can deal is 0.2 times without any other additional stack buff. They're just like pure raw stats and effects. So okay, it's I'm not sure if I'm going to say, is it not too bad, not too shabby, or is it not so good? Because okay, 1.6 times damage is not too high as of the current meta, because a lot of characters has been like 1.7, 1.8. However, the great thing is that you have this common aura that if the enemies are 3 blocks around you, their trade while they are in water will have the stats reduced by 10%. So again, the active with the passive, that's like ignoring 30% of the enemy's defense. That's definitely gonna increase your chance to one-shot an enemy. However, let me double confirm, did I read it wrongly? Because it says when going to battle you attack later. Okay, I think it does not refers to Nornorin. It refers to the enemies, because when going to battle, the enemies will attack later. And okay, it's good that this effect cannot be dispelled. However, definitely there's some downside, because if the enemy is going to attack later, there's a great benefits to characters like cavalry, because a lot of time it's easier to one-shot cavalry unit, because the cavalry heroes will tends to dash out faster than their soldier units, and in returns they will soak up more, if not most, of the damage. So if I did not translate wrongly, and the enemies is going to, when going to battle, the enemies will attack later, this means there might be a chance that they might survive from the attack, as the soldiers unit might help soak up all the 3C 1.6 times damage first before the battle come to an end. So okay, this is just my opinion, and we'll find out more on part 3, and that's it. So the time of truth, it's coming. We are now going to part 3, and we'll find out how all her talents, skills, and 3C works. So are you guys ready? Let's go. So, ta-da! We're at part 3, and alright, I know you guys have been seeing the big juggles on the left, But before we carry on with great thanks to information shared and provided by the Langrisser data bank, and as you can see on the left, this is the echo of light skin for Nornorin. And okay, she's trying to be a detective here. There's like a common joke in manga or anime culture, like the dumb, the not so smart characters one day they're suddenly trying to act like they are the Sherlock Holmes, the smart characters of a team, then they always mess up. I guess this an ongoing joke that they use. So right, let us check about the gimmick of Nornorin. So okay, first off, this is how the talent of summon type works. So when Nornorins enter, you can choose to target any area within your 5 blocks range, and you can release the skills, whether it's up, down, left, right directions. It's definitely going to be casting a 3x3 AoE. So we're looking at this small animations clip. You can see how you can target the directions, how you want to go. You can choose to target the enemies on an empty land or yourself. Then next is after releasing the skills and how to trigger the act again effect. However, you'll not be able to move, so you can see. Okay. So you can cast summon type on yourself, and as long as position shift occur in the map, whether it's your ally, your enemies, you will be able to act again. So definitely it's pretty cool about this, because in the pre 6.0 7.0 era, a lot of effect has to be cause position shiftings amongst the enemies, so this is definitely a great plus. Then now we'll be talking about a combo that Nornorins can do with using her 1C skills, type evolution skills. So after using your talent, so as you guys can see from the picture right now, they're trying to go in sequence. So after casting act again from your talent, then after you act again from your talent effect, you make use of your 1C skills, type evolution skills. You will be able to move 2 blocks again. However, because of the 2 mobility immunity effect in water type swamp or allies full type terrain effect, you gain a 2 mobility. Instead of 2 blocks, you become 4 blocks, as you can see in this picture right now, or this animation clip. So the previous clip we push ourselves down, and now we can act again. So we choose to use exclusive skills 1, act again. So we are able to move 4 blocks because we happen to be standing on water. So they're talking about the combo as described here is that the CD upon trigger from her talent is 2 turn. So you're gonna make use of the act again from your skills, meaning double act again, so you can reset or rewash the talent effect, the summon type effect. And as for PvE wise, she can just, well, be a person to push the map, because she's able to move up to 10 blocks, 4 blocks at the start, plus the summon tide. You're gonna get +2, and then a plus Yep, I'm gonna get 4 plus 2 plus 4, so you can push your map fast and easily in PvE or any challenge map that need high mobility. Because in the past, water units has been one of the slower, if not the slowest, moving unit. Though they are tough, their downside is mobility, and with the release of Nornorin, she's gonna be the first high mobility water unit. Then next we'll be talking about the HP healing effect. So when you're at max full HP, and if you heal again, the exit amount will become Shu. And this happens when there is healing effect triggering. So this means that if Nornorin, when she enters and in water, and if there is other additional healing effects that will assist her, this will better build up or allows her to obtain the greater Shu. And one example we can see here is a combo with one of our best healer, Empress Rosen Seal. So you can see her own self-healing gave her 2.5 times. As you can see, it's very short yellowish bar, and suddenly with the healing from Rosen Seal, you can see a great bump of yellow bar strength up. That is from the healing of Rosen Seal, not from Nornorin herself, because her attack is based on 2.5 times attack. That is like, if your attack is 1000, you're gonna gain a 2005 Shu, that's all. Then now we'll be talking about the 3C effect. So her 3C effect is before battle you cause the AoE damage, the 0.1 times AoE damage to enemies wandering or circles around you. And if Nornorin is currently in water, the damage will become 0.2 times. And the effect, not only the damage double, the effect will double. Meaning instead of one ring or circle, it will become two circles, as you can see in the picture here. So let's see if we can see it on animations. Okay, sadly they do not show the enemies 2 ring away, but as written and described here is 0.2 times 2 ring. And at the same time you obtain the common aura effect. When you're currently in water, all enemies who are in water will have their stats reduced by 10%, and they will attack later. So we will attack first. Yep. So as you can see in this animation. So okay, in terms of descriptions, I'm gonna show you guys this clip. I'm gonna zoom in right now. So okay, let me double confirm. Before battle you'll be dealing the AoE first, and then you go into battle. So that's actually pretty cool. If enemies do not have any like crystal healing or any self heal before battle, or any healing from damage before battle, this is gonna be great, because if enemies like flyers, water, or other units that can wear last right, before battle you will make use of this puny little AoE damage to break their full health, and then go into battle. You reduce 10 to 30% of their stats depending on the skills you're using, and yep, definitely voila, you're gonna go one shot 10. So this is how I feel she's gonna be a great powerhouse to the PvE P team. However, the downside is that she don't have any like assassin skills from her own, not from old skills that she can bypass tank. So you definitely got to go cross fight with tank in under normal situations. Then as for her 2C skill, Realm of Surging type is very weird. They go with 3C then with 2C. So they're talking about the skills effect. You can cause the water terrain, and at the same time you have this effect to stop enemies from obtaining act again effect. So the first icon, as you can see, is a rising tide. It's saying full tide. So the current terrain is treated as water. Then the second, the one in chain, is saying you'll not be able to obtain act again effect. Then third icon is defense reduction of 25%. The fourth we can ignore because those are water units, so they gain their water effects. And alright, so okay, this is all the casting material or rune emblems you're gonna need for Nornorin. Then this is the stats for different class, and well, apparently by default infantry has the better stats, lower defense. Then for the water unit you're gonna have lower stats at default. However, they will gain additional effect and well, some offensive or defensive stats increment when they are in water. Sorry. And oh, okay. One thing you don't have to worry, whether you choose infantry or water unit, their movement mobility is treated as water moving or water surfing. So you don't worry that when you're using infantry you cannot move in water, you have mobility reductions. This is not the case, so you still enjoy the benefit. However, when you choose the water route, when soaking in water, your unit will gain a 30% defense increment mechanism. So end of the day, the water class is still the better options. So as you can see, oh okay, they show the picture. So infantry, you only have 2 buff in this scenario, whereas when you're choosing the water unit, you gain unit defense increased by 30% and cannot be dispelled. Yep, so there's the benefits. And okay, unlocking, so quick one on the bond. So when you're on infantry class, level 4 hard bond is when being attacked by enemy unit with HP percentage higher than you, when going to battle, damage you take will be reduced by 10%. Then at level 7, when in water, physical damage deal will increase by 10%. Then for the water unit path, level 4, when in water, damage you receive reduced by 10%. Then at level 7, when receiving attack from close combat attack, increase your damage by 10%. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next page. Okay, this is all the skills that she will have, but don't worry, we'll go through more during the actual demo play. Oh cool, she has Sword Soul and Air Slash. Okay, we'll be checking out who to unlock her bond with. So okay, definitely you guys are gonna be interested who will unlock her bond in futures, or in case you guys want to summon her. So the great news, she only need 1 character, and is to unlock only her defense bond. So if you're going for PvE, you might not need it, you might skip it. And the character is, well, definitely gonna be her best friend, like we have said in first part of video, the Baka duo. So she's gonna be best friend with Prisia, and Prisia is the one who's gonna help unlock her defense bond. So surprisingly, it is not Namia whom should be her initial best friend. So yep, and okay, we have come to the end. Last but not least, this is the suggested, or these are the suggested item builds for Nornorin. So we have break into PvE and PvP. So as you can see, PvE for higher substantiability and survivability, we're gonna go with items give you higher defense and damage increment, and also mobility. For PvP, yup, Ragnarok is our best friend, or followed by Scarlet. Then defense items, I'm definitely gonna go with Last Rite. And the helmets, I forgot the name, the one on the left provides you higher defense and magic defense when you're at higher HP. Then the owl helmet on the right is gonna like give you damage increment. Then for the accessories, either fairy boots or the angel wings. Then there's a third build that is for AoE rush. You can have balance blade, armor of Tiamat, or the other armors that have chance to give damage reductions, Tear Fury, and the normal Santa Claus shoes. Okay, the PvP AoE rush, the reason they suggest, I mean, some of you pro players might have known, but for those who are new and curious, Santa Claus shoes give you a +1 at default, meaning you do not need to wait to set up for a turn, because the angel wings need you to wait for a turn, because for you to gain the +2 mobility first, up to +3. So if you're playing AoE rush and you intend to go for the enemy's head on the first turn, Santa Claus shoes is definitely the better options. I mean, you have to go for Last Rite, anything for surviving, because you'll be rushing out there. You don't care your characters die or not. Your ideal is to do the max damage you can to as much enemy as you can. So this is the star ratings, as you guys can see, for PvE and PvP. And for enchantment wise, it's either Full Moon or Breeze. Well, Full Moons, you guys definitely know why, because the self-healing she gets. And Breeze is again for map and mobility oppression towards the enemy. So thank you guys for watching. We have come to the end. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the video, and do leave it down in the comment section videos if you have any questions to us. Okay, thank you guys and goodbye. See you guys on part 2 featuring Safreen.